everyone, Nyonstar here, and when I was in middle and high school, we had a club for the queer kids and allies to hang out. These clubs are generally referred to as GSAs, which usually stands for Gay Straight Alliance, though I've also heard Gender and Sexuality Alliance. And since I'm bisexual, I ended up in these clubs. Also, if you're homophobic or transphobic or anything like that, get out. If you don't support queer people, you're not welcomed here. Fuck off. My first run-in with the GSA was in the 7th grade when my friends told me about it. To recap for those who are new or forgetful, I had 3 friends in my group. There was B, my best friend, there was V, who I dated in high school before her death, and there was A, who I cut off in high school for being abusive. They somehow heard about our school's GSA, and they'd go during lunchtime and return with mini cupcakes. Despite also being queer, I didn't go with them. I didn't really want to socialize, and my sister warned me about how even people in our community can be biphobic, so that scared me. I was in an after-school club in the 6th and 7th grade with B. This was the comic book club, run by our gifted teacher, where we could talk about nerdy stuff and make our own comic books over the school year. However, comic book club ended after 7th grade, so I didn't have an after-school club in the 8th grade. Well, I did follow B to all their after-school clubs when I needed a ride, but I wasn't a member of those. Our gifted teacher, Miss R, took over as the head teacher of the GSA and moved it to an after-school club. And since all my friends joined, I decided to join too. Though before our first meeting, I told A that I only really joined to spend more time with my friends, and he yelled at me for being a bitch until I cried. Real great first impression. I did get to spend more time with my friends though. B and V made everything fun. A was alright sometimes, and I also got to spend time with my friend Jeff. I met him in the 6th grade, he went to a different school in 7th grade, and he came back in the 8th grade with a new name. Though just because the club itself was nice, that didn't mean everything was sunshine and roses with the rest of the school. Our posters would get torn down, and kids would get harassed often if anyone found out they were members. But Miss R would keep telling us not to be the angry gay kid and just turn the other cheek. And I know she was just trying to keep kids from fighting, but it just made me angrier that a straight woman was telling gay kids to not be angry about all the shit we got. So what did we actually do in the GSA? I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember most of it. We had this event during lunch one day to explain our labels to any teacher or student who were curious. I remember the principal asked us how we could possibly know we felt sexual attraction differently if we weren't having sex. I don't remember how we responded, but honestly, what a stupid question. 1, you wouldn't ask us that if we were straight. And 2, you can feel sexual attraction even if you haven't had sex. We were going through puberty, we knew if we felt sexual attraction and to who. Relatively, sometimes your labels can change or you have an epiphany later in life. I also remember the trans table was so loud people had trouble hearing anyone else. Other than that, we had t-shirts made and we had a drag show for our last meeting, where we wore costumes and lip-synced to songs. You didn't even have to cross-dress. I sure didn't. A and I made cupcakes together for this, which is my fondest memory of them. In the 9th grade, A, V, and I joined the school's GSA. B went to a different high school. We only went twice before V's death. A and I went to the meeting that happened afterwards, where the head teacher told us that the manner of her death was just a rumor. I was her girlfriend, I know how she fucking died. Yeah, I never went back after that. A got mad at me for never going with them to the GSA meetings, but I just couldn't. The 4 of us also visited our old GSA after school once or twice. After V passed, the rest of us visited the middle school GSA for the last time to update people about what had happened and when the funeral was. On that depressing note, thank you for watching. Sorry for the tone shift, but I dropped out the next year and that was the last time I interacted with any GSA. It was great to have a space in school where we could be open about ourselves. Every queer kid deserves to feel safe and seen. Go donate to the Trevor Project. See you all next time. Bye!